So state capitalism is very simple. It is an economic system where the state is the principal actor, and it uses the markets for ultimately political gains. Right. There's no, in the absence of rule of law. Free market economy, the principal actor is, of course, not the government. The principal economic actor is the private sector. It's the multinational corporation. There is rule of law. Now, there are rules, and the government plays a role. And in a properly regulated free market economy, the government is like a referee who, when there's problems, they'll penalize somebody.
So the free market government is a referee. Mm-hmm. The state capitalist government not only controls the rules of the game, mm-hmm. they're also the referee. They control the main players of the economy.
Right? They're a referee where one of the teams is stacked with the ref's friends and family, and they only bother to tell that team what the rules are. And that is a rather different game than the one that we're used to playing on the international economy.
Well, before we get to whether that works or not, that doesn't sound quite fair. I mean, if you're going to be competing on a global marketplace, where governments can muster the resources to buy major assets through their sovereign wealth funds, for example, mm-hmm. is it fair to be able to put these things on the market to states that have that much influence in their own economies?
It looks fair if they need you. Right? If suddenly they don't need you, you can find it's not fair very quickly. And in the absence of contractual obligations that have to be fulfilled, in the absence of your ability to go and actually lay suit against someone, you've got problems. In the United States, a lot of people were upset about AIG, those bonuses, $165 million. Obama came out and said he was outraged. Right? People were talking about ripping those contracts up. The next week, Obama thought about it, came back, and he said, I've reconsidered. I'm actually less outraged than I thought I was. Right? Why did he do that?
That always happens, though, don't we?
Happens all the time.
Start outraged, get less outraged.
And then you get less outraged. In this case, of course, the people were still outraged, the American people, and Congress was still outraged. But Obama sort of recognized that in the United States, if they had ripped those contracts up, you were going to get lawyered up for years.
Is that like getting Googled out?
It's a little different than getting Googled out. Getting lawyered up, right, means that...
Is what happens in a free market system.
What happens in a free market system. In a state capitalist system, when they don't need you, you get Googled out. So it's being Googled out versus being lawyered up. I think that is actually a very good dynamic to think about.
It's a great article right there.
It really is.
Which one is more painful, do you think?
Oh, gosh. I think that, being lawyered up is certainly, it's like a death by 1,000 cuts, which is why you want to try to generally avoid it. Getting Googled out can hit you really suddenly.
It's fast.
It is fast.
Quick
There's
pain.
no question.